I've put in a 3-stop hard-edged ND grad to hold the sky back and a 6-stop ND filter and one at 1/8 of a second, which should bring out all the detail in the grasses in the foreground. Hi everyone, thanks for joining me again. This afternoon, before I start exploring lots of new places, which I'm planning to do in the next few weeks, couple of months, I decided to revisit a location from 2018. Now this is a location that I found early summer, I think, and I came back here a few times. I think the last time I was here was end of July, beginning of August. It's Los Algezares, which is a Parc Natural Municipal, or basically a government-owned or government-managed natural park. It's part of the Ruta de Agua, and it basically follows the route along the Vinalopó River, although you can't see the river for the most part. If I walk far enough, I'll end up at Elche Reservoir, but I won't be doing that today because that's a long walk. I said I came here a few times in the summer, and it was always summer, it was always very hot, which made walking around here quite hard, and it was always pretty sunny. We're now in January, early January. We've got a bit of cloud around, it's a lot cooler, and I want to see what it's like. I'm not sure exactly what kind of compositions I'm going to find. So we got a bit of cloud around, but it does seem to be burning off, which is a bit of a shame. I'm hoping some of it will hang around until sunset, which is in is it 10 to 5? About an hour's time. So there might be an opportunity to get something in the next half an hour or so before it all disappears. We'll see. But before I worry about that, I want to visit an old friend. The first time I was here, I found a little waterfall. I stumbled on it by chance, had to fight my way through some foliage to get to it. And I want to see what it looks like in January. Whether it's more overgrown, less overgrown, whether there's more water, less water. It might not even be there, I don't know. But let's go see if we can find it. I'm going to listen out for the sound of water. Okay, so my first shot then, I've come back down to this waterfall that I shot. I think it was the very first time I came to this location. Now the last time I came here, I had to fight my way through some sort of reeds and foliage to get down to here, but right now the path has just completely been opened up, so that makes it a lot easier to get down here. I've set up for a shot at the bottom of the second part of the falls. I've got one of the tripod legs in the water, and then I'm bringing the bottom right hand side of the frame is the bottom part of the falls. Then we've got an area of water. Then further up we've got the sort of the steeper part of the falls. Then we've got some quite nice foliage up there, and then there's also quite a nice tree and some quite nice cloud patterns. I've put in a 3-stop hard-edged ND grad to hold the sky back, and a 6-stop ND filter, which at f11 is giving me a 5-second exposure, and that looks quite nice. Okay, there's a scene here that I hope will work, but I'm not really sure. I think it's one of those shots that until I get it on the computer and have a proper look at it, I don't know if it's going to work or not. But basically what we've got is the valley, which runs up here behind me. And in the distance we've got a ridge line and some hills. The sun is kind of over here at the moment, partially blocked by clouds, but it's putting light on the more distant scene. Now in the valley we've got these reeds or grasses or whatever they are, and they kind of, because we're coming around a corner, they kind of swirl out and around, and I'm hoping to get that swirl pattern in the foreground leading out. They've got the valley, which will hopefully glow a little bit. The reed tops aren't really golden at the moment, they're more kind of a browny colour, but they might glow a little bit in the light, particularly in the distance, and then some nice light on the background. And then basically what we're going to have is like the hills or the crags on both sides kind of framing it, and then a big chunk of sky with some clouds in. So I'm going to get set up and take that shot now, and I'll talk you through the setup in a second. Okay, I've got the composition set up, and I am shooting it wide open at 16mm, which, because I haven't got a really strong foreground element, doesn't feel right. But I think that's the only way to get the whole scene in. I could shoot it as a pano, but I don't think that'd work as well. So I'm going to shoot it 16mm, f11, focused on infinity, because the closest reeds are a fair distance away, and at 16mm I've got plenty of depth of field at f11. Because I've got these kind of big rocky slopes coming in from either side, I don't really want to use an ND grad. So I'm going to shoot 3 exposures. I'm going to do one at 1/125th of a second, which will correctly expose the sky, one at 1/30th of a second, which will do the midground or the midtones, and one at 1/8th of a second, which should bring out all the detail in the grasses in the foreground. Fingers crossed. Then I'll merge those later. Okay, so it looks like the light is going quite fast now, and the clouds seem to be burning off quite quickly. I've decided I'm going to race back fairly quickly to the vantage point where I can have a look at the ruins of the castle, see if there's any light on that, any clouds around it that might make for an interesting image. But if not, hopefully I've got a couple of interesting shots already. Hopefully. We shall see. There was a little bit of light on the castle, but no clouds, and it just looks boring and flat. So I think I'm probably done for the evening, to be honest. With the lack of clouds, there's just no point in hanging around because there's nothing to light up. And once the light goes off of the actual landscape, then it's pretty boring. So I am going to pack up, head for home, and see if I've managed to get anything from today's outing. I hope I have. If I have, you'll already have seen it, I would imagine. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, don't forget about the subscribe button, unless you're already a subscriber, in which case thank you very much. As always, likes and shares are much appreciated, and I'd love to hear from you, so comments go down below, please. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and until the next video, bye.